All right, let's be real for a sec. Keeping up with compliance, especially in tech, sometimes feels like, herding cats.
Important, yeah.
Okay.
But man, the headaches.
Yeah.
So today we're diving into something that, at least by name, sounds like it could be the solution. Trestle Bot.
Okay.
So you open up GitHub, right, and you see this project called Trestle Bot.
I gotta know what pops into your head.
Mm.
Because I'm picturing a little robot, maybe in a tiny tie, just like diligently sorting files.
Well, a tiny robot assistant would be pretty great.
Right.
Trestle Bot, though, it's a bit different. Think less tangible robot, more like a really powerful software tool. It lives on your computer, and its specialty is automating all that, well, kind of boring compliance documentation stuff, especially if you're working with something called OSCAL.
OSCAL. Okay, now we're getting technical. For those of us who don't speak fluent code, what is OSCAL and why should we care?
So OSCAL, imagine it like, a universal language, but for security stuff. Instead of having compliance info scattered everywhere, different formats, OSCAL makes it nice and neat, machine-readable even,
Oh, okay.
like a digital blueprint for your security posture that everyone can understand.
I get it.
And that's where TrestleBot comes in.
Yeah.
It's the thing that makes sure all your OSCAL files are, up to date, matching what's actually going on in your systems.
So it's like having a little assistant who's just constantly making sure your compliance paperwork is perfect.
Basically.
That's amazing. But okay, practically speaking, what can this TrestleBot do?
So think of it like this. TrestleBot has all these different commands, right? Each one handles a specific task. Like it's a Swiss Army knife for your OSCAL files. First up, we've got autosync. If you've ever had to do manual documentation,
Oh, don't even get me started.
you will love this.
Please tell me you have a good manual documentation gone wrong story, because I feel like we've all been there.
Oh, so many.
Yeah.
But we'd be here all day. Point is, autosync. It's your new best friend. Any change you make to your regular docs, automatically reflected in your OSCAL files. Everything stays consistent.
That is a huge GTE time saver. Okay, what other tools are in this Swiss Army knife?
All right, this one's big. Rules transform. Now, it gets interesting because we're talking about taking all those, sometimes complicated security rules and translating them directly into that nice, clean OSCAL format we talked about.
So it's not just keeping things updated, it's making sure that the information is accessible and in the right format from the get-go.
Exactly.
Smart.
And then you've got commands like create CD.
Yeah.
Super handy when you're, setting up documentation for a new component or system. It's like poof, instant template, following all the best practices.
So it's like TrestleBot is part-time assistant, part-time project manager, just making sure your compliance game is strong. What else can it do?
Oh, it gets better. We've got sync-upstreams. This is all about consistency across different sources. It pulls in changes, from wherever they are, making sure everything is aligned. No more conflicting data silos.
I love this. It's like TrestleBot's conducting your whole compliance orchestra, making sure everyone's got the right sheet music.
Exactly.
That's a good image.
And then, to top it all off, create fee. This bad boy swoops in to help with system security plans. Those are required for a lot of frameworks. TrestleBot makes generating those plans and, of course, keeping them in line with your OSCAL stuff a breeze.
So not only does it automate these individual tasks, but it's also like the mastermind, making sure all the pieces fit together. Seriously, this is like next level compliance automation. But I want to pause for a sec.
Okay.
For someone who's just dipping their toes into the compliance world, what's the big takeaway about TrestleBot?
It's easy to get lost in the weeds with all the features and such.
Right.
But really, TrestleBot is about making compliance, especially with OSCAL, easier.
Yeah.
Things that used to take forever, and let's be honest, were prone to human error, those are practically a non-issue now.
Totally.
And that's huge.
Yeah.
Because it frees you up to focus on the important stuff, like actually building secure and dependable systems.
It's like that saying, work smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
Instead of wrestling spreadsheets, you can spend your time on, innovation, the fun stuff. But here's another thought.
Okay.
We've talked about how TrestleBot makes things easier, but could it actually change how people think about compliance? Because right now, let's be honest, it's not exactly the most exciting part of development.
That is an interesting question.
Right.
I think you might be onto something.
Right.
For many, compliance is like this hurdle, right? A necessary evil.
Yeah.
But imagine if, with tools like TrestleBot, it became more, integrated into the whole development process. security baked in from day one.
Okay, now that would be a game changer.
Right.
It's like shifting
Uh,
from compliance to compliance is a core value. That
yeah,
sounds way better.
it does, yeah.
But hold on. We've mainly been talking about how Trestle Bot helps developers, tech teams, that sort of thing.
Sure.
What about everyone else? Could something like this make compliance less, I don't know, intimidating for smaller companies or businesses that aren't, deep in the tech world, even just regular people trying to keep up with all this digital stuff?
That's a really good question.
Right.
Because you're right. Right now, TrestleBot, it definitely seems like it's for, well, organizations that already get OSCAL and, development workflows.
Right.
But think about the core ideas here.
Yeah.
Automation, standardization. Those apply to everyone.
That's true. Imagine if instead of struggling with forms and legalese and all that, you had these tools that were actually easy to use.
Yeah.
That could guide anyone through the process, whether you're a tech whiz or not.
Absolutely.
That'd be amazing.
It would.
Yeah.
And it's not impossible. As these tools get, even smarter, even more user-friendly, we might actually see a world where compliance isn't this, like, exclusive thing.
Yeah.
It's not about jumping through hoops. It's about making everything we do online more secure, more trustworthy.
Okay, now that is a future I'm on board with, where compliance isn't a chore, but just part of a better internet for everyone.
Exactly.
Well, everyone, that wraps up our deep dive into TrestleBot. We went from imagining tiny robot assistants to, well, reimagining the whole future of compliance. If you're as curious about this stuff as we are, check out the show notes. We'll have links to the TrestleBot project, some other cool resources, and hey, maybe someday soon we'll all have our own little compliance sidekicks, making the digital world a little less stressful and a whole lot more secure. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and as always, keep diving deep.